Welcome back. So we're back on the 54 here. Sorry, it's been a couple weeks since I posted, but I ended up getting sick and I was down for the count for a while. But anyways, we're back on here. I got most of the rest of the parts. I'll be able to finish up. In this video, I plan on finishing up the rear end and putting the front steering together. And then we may end up getting back to painting the calipers. But we have a bunch more parts coming. I have the third member coming. We ended up doing 389 gears in it. We got a disc brake set up for the back, and then we got the power steering box. So then that'll be all finished. We may end up getting the engine back in it this episode too. I don't know. So I'll bring you in so I can show you everything that I've done so far. I forgot to film a lot of it because I got the other rear end over there. We ended up pulling that apart, and so we can go ahead and I'll show you the whole process of what I'm doing here. With me. All right. So this is the old rear end. I took it all apart, pulled the axles out, center section. So my thought process on it, like I was explaining before, I already cleaned this off with a wire wheel. So I should be able to kick this on, zero it, so it's already at 0. Carefully take that off. I already cleaned this pad off right here. Turn that on. Well, not turn it on, but it looks like it's 86.3 degrees. So I'm going to end up doing 86 just because I did check it a couple different times and it kept coming up with 86. So I'm just going to do that. So I have the other one set up over here, which, like I said before, I'll take you back over here. I got this front bushing here. I got the shackles for back there. I went ahead and I cleaned up these leaf springs. I put the spring perches on here. I centered it where it needed to go because I actually still need the rubbers for it, but we can get by without them, I think. I don't know. I could be doing the wrong thing and nobody's going to tell me. I don't know. I mean, don't do what I do, I guess. But I went ahead and I put those spring perches on here, and then I set the axle in here. I centered it up, and then I ended up taking a pair of calipers or micrometers. I think it's calipers. So I got a pair of calipers, and I ended up measuring from the spring perch to the inner flange on the rear end. Got it centered pretty good. So I did put Sharpie marks on there to tell me where those go, but I am going to use the calipers just to make sure that I get them pretty even. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to do the job what I want to do. So, like I said, I got this rear end set up. I got to take the grinder. I've already done it to one of these. And then I realized that I wasn't filming. So then I was like, crap. So I ended up putting a nice bevel on here. And I did it to both sides so that I can burn those in. I'm going to do the other one, get it burnt in. I'm going to set it back into the car there. I'm waiting on the the U-bolts. I got those made because the new axle is 3-inch tube, And the old one, I think it was 2 3/4 or something stock. I don't know. But I needed new U-bolts to begin with. So I got those being made right now up at the local weld shop. And then got the other parts coming. And then that way we can get that all slammed together and get this thing rolling again. And then we'll be good to start getting the body drop back on. And then wiring. Fun. But all right. Now, don't yell at me. But I'm getting ready to grind on this with no safety eyewear. So don't do what I do. All right. So, like I said, I went ahead and I zeroed that. She's 0. That's 86. It's upside down, but we can do zero it. 86. Boom. All right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to burn these in all the way. And hopefully, I don't have to cut them back off. We'll see. All right. I'm no welder, but I can make welds look pretty. And that's called a grinder. But I don't think they were too bad. Go ahead, judge me. I don't care. As long as they hold, we should be good. All right. I'll let that cool. I'll show you all the steering parts. So I got these two, which are all these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw them together, get them as close to those as I can. This thing will be getting sent off to get in alignment anyways. So I'm just going to get it close. I do have this that those connect to. This connects to the steering box right here. This right here bolts to the frame, which before they had it welded. Like I said, this thing was definitely rigged. It was a grocery getter. Let me tell you. I mean, it did get you from point A to point B, but a bolt fell out of it. So instead of doing the right thing and getting a bolt, they just said, F it, let's weld it. So they put a big weld on there on both sides, and that's what they ended up doing. But anywho, I'm going to clean those welds off. I got that arm to replace. I have that over there. I just have that sitting in there for right now. That way I kind of knew the orientation of it. And who knows? I may have to take this all apart again. I don't know. But we'll get it going. I got these parts painted. This is for this Lincoln right here. I got to get it thrown back together. But I'm trying to get this thing rolling so I can get it out, because I'd like to bring my coupe in here. That way we can finish up on the chop and channel. That way I can get it put back on the, well, not put back on, but get it put on the frame, because I'd like to start working on the Hemi. I need to go through with getting it rebuilt. I do all the rebuilding. I'll rebuild it, but I need to get the machine work done. So, but enough with that. Let's go ahead and we'll get this cleaned up, and we'll probably have to make a run to go get bolts. But we'll go ahead and get this arm and stuff put back on and get these other ones put back together. I got quite a few things I got to do. I need to clean up all this. I need to move it all forward here. That way I can move the car down. I need to start putting that stuff on there. I need to get this thing out of here. I've been saying it for weeks. Also, I need to go ahead and move the rear ends out from underneath the car, underneath this 4-post lift. That way I can lower it. But I am going to put that one rear end back together, only because one of these days I do want to do a budget build I have a Model A frame. That rear end will go perfect in it. So I want to put that rear end in that frame. I have a couple front axles. I actually have one that I dropped, which maybe I'll find another Model A axle and we'll drop it. And I'll show you a video of that, of me dropping the axle. And then we'll find a body that's in rough shape or something to throw on that frame, and then we'll small block it, put a 4-banger in it, something. We'll do a nice budget build. Cheapest way that we can do it. Let me know in the comment section what we should do with that. I mean, like I said, I got that rear end that came out of this car. It's a good rear end. The spider gears were welded, so it's a true posi. But it's a good axle, good rear end. And then I got a Model A frame. So tell me what you'd like to see. Would you like to see a pickup? Would you like to see a roadster? A coupe? Something. We could do a 28 to 31 coupe roadster, something, or a 27T roadster, or a tall T or something. I'd like to do something cool with it, but it'll be bare bones, cheap, whatever we can find. I'm not going to necessarily say it's a rat rod. I do like rat rods, but I'm not one to do rat rod stuff. But I'm not opposed to it. I'll do it. I could definitely scab something together. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move all that stuff out from underneath there, slam that rear end back together, and then get everything out of the way so I could drop this down, so I could start putting this stuff up there. But yeah, this stuff's got to dry anyway, so let's do it. Move on with the next thing. I can get that out of the shop here. As you can tell, it's a little tight. It's definitely a little tight. But it's not the end of the world. So I honestly can't wait to get the rest of these parts for the rear end here, because this thing is, I like building stuff. I'm hoping to have the engine back here in the next couple days. Like I said, I'm not sure if we're going to get it put in this episode, but for sure it will be in next episode. I still got it to go and grab the transmission. The transmission's 700 R4, so I'm gonna have to figure out all that. We're rewiring the whole car, so that'll be a nice project. Stick around, check that out. I'm gonna continue picking up all my tools here. I'm probably gonna unbox these axles real quick, and then I'm just gonna pop them in here. But I need to move that rear end first so I can get this thing dropped down, which I got to move that stuff back. I need to figure out what I can do with my daughter's tot rod here. I was trying to build this little wood frame here, right there, so that I could hang that up on the wall somewhere. But the problem is I think they're 24-inch centers in here, and I really don't want to put that up there and then the thing end up falling down. I'd be quite upset with that. But I'm probably going to get like 2 bicycle hooks, and that way I can just put it up either on the ceiling or on the wall there, and then just hang it from the front wheels. I think that would be my best bet. That way I can get it up off the floor here, because one of these days I'm going to drop something and I'm going to dent the shit out of it or scratch it or something, and I'm going to be furious. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think this is. I can give you a guess. It's I think it's from the 30s, to be honest with you. But it says St. Joseph, Michigan, made in the US. That's what we like to see here. Hercules Products Co. Model, I think it's a G or a C. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think this is used for. I will be getting a project in here that we'll be using this on. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you guys think this is. It's definitely old school. All right, welcome back. I know I cut off right there, but I went ahead and I got all this all bolted up. Got the calipers all done. So when I went to put the power steering pump on, I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not, because I'm literally another week out. So I went to bolt the power steering pump on, and it was hitting the frame. So it looked all right, but then I ended up beating the frame in on top. This thing has been a nightmare for me. But so right here, I ended up hitting it with a hammer, and it was literally like a 1/4 inch, if that, deep. Hit it. There's a little clearance in there. So I got that all bolted on. I went ahead and I finished up the inner tie rods and outer tie rods. Got that all on. Well, then when I went and got the pitman arm, now I think I know why they welded that on. So I think at some point something came up and hit that right there. Sorry, that right there, or the pitman arm here. But the pitman arm actually was bent. So I don't know if since they welded it there, um, as they were turning it, it ended up binding up. So I put it back in the stock location to where it should be, and then I ended up taking the pitman arm back off of this steering box, heated it up, and put it into a press and bent it, just tweaked it just enough. So I got all that stuff tightened down, and then hopefully I'll have the next video out within the next week or so. I got the transmission. I got the leaf springs painted and prepped. Got the rear end painted. Yes, there's a little green mark there. So I got that all painted, ready to go. I got the cam plug put in, the 3 oil passage plugs, and the freeze plugs put in on this. So the next video, we will be dropping the engine in, putting the rear end together. Like I said, I'm doing the disc brakes on the rear end here, so I'll probably go over all that. But I'm pretty sure I got everything painted now, so then we don't have to mess with any of that. So catch you around. See you next time.